Hey guys, this is
All
Gloria
right.
Ward with another I'm Loving Me series. And tonight I have a wonderful, powerful woman who's going to tell this amazing story, not only about her journey as an artist, but from what I just found out, is her journey about how she traced her lineage all the way to Peru, which I think is going to be a fantastic story. And I just want you guys to just tune in and just see and listen and really hear about the knowledge that she has. She has a great group out. She's a part of our blog, which I'll go ahead and put up for you guys in a little bit. So, Shunda K, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All the way from Peru, guys. Thank you so much. Can you hear me pretty well?
Yes, Toda, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. So, tell us,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. So tell us your journey. Like,
Okay,
how
good.
did you get to Peru?
Well, I've been studying for probably like the last 5, 6 years.
Hmm.
Learned that Israel is a recent state that was created to deceive us. Even the so-called Egypt that's over in Africa, that's fairly recent. I think that was created like in 1948. Just recent stuff. And so just doing research, learned that America is the original Egypt. Learned that continents doesn't exist, that Earth is still one landmass. And so I was coming up through the Hebrew Israelite religion during this journey, or when I first started really seeking the scriptures to understand what's really going on, what's really been said. Um, Even started studying the scriptures in the Hebrew. I don't speak Hebrew,
Yeah.
but the scriptures are a sealed book, and it
Hmm.
says it in the scriptures. And so the way to unseal it is you have to use a concordance to get back to the origin of what words mean, because the English language has tainted everything. And so it's actually a cursed language. So when we speak English, like when we say I'm blessed, blessed means curse. When you call yourself a black person, the original language or the original meaning of black meant pale or without color, bleak, you know, void of color. So started like, okay, well, I got to start getting back to the origin of these words. And so I got invited to come to Belize, Central America, by this brother that was down there under the guise of, a whole getting back in tune with our maker and just,
Right.
coming back home. And this brother, come to find out, he was actually running from the popo. But this
What?
is how real our maker is, right? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So she, we call our maker Asha. It's spelled Ahsha. It's a feminine spirit. When you look at all of the attributes that it says the Spirit of the Lord has, according to Isaiah chapter 11, verse 2, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are always referred to as she and her in the scriptures. We know that life comes through the womb and not a rib.
Right.
Women birth men, don't birth women.
Right.
So we learned that, only females on earth for a long period of time before we even created men. And males are actually a mutation of women.
Mm.
So, that's why sometimes they can produce breast milk. Their penis is an elongated clitoris. Their testicles were once ovaries. Their prostate gland is their uterus, and they have a vagina too. It's one and the same with their anus.
Right.
So this is why when a man can go to get his prostate checked, the doctor milks the gonads or what have you by, inserting fingers in the anus to stimulate an ejaculation. So, we started looking into the depths of it, and Ashar revealed to us that Eve was Adam's mother and not his wife. And so when
Wow.
you look at Genesis 21 in the Hebrew, it lets you know that the flesh that was open, it goes back to this word called pudenda, Pudenda. And so we Googled pudenda, and pudenda means the external genitalia of a female,
Hmm.
which we see every day. If our makeup change, things are the same today as they were yesterday. And
Right.
every day, women are birthing men are birthing women through their ribs. So we just started using common sense, and met Asha. So she revealed that she's a feminine spirit, because we were still stuck on this whole masculine thing, and
Right.
which we learned that masculinity is an illusion. Females are the original warriors. I mean, we're stronger than any man alive. You know, men cannot do what women do. And so my whole mantra at this moment in time in my life is return to the matriarch, you know, putting the females back on our thrones, respecting the females, honoring the females. You know, it has even went so far that we have learned that females are still asexual beings. A man's sperm and his semen is a virus to our bodies. Even myself, I've been dealing with a 3-year pregnancy. Science calls it cryptic pregnancy. So it's just so much that we have been able to unveil, and the scriptures back it up. But this is indeed time for the females to rise again. It's our time. And so, you know, I'm very serious about that. I'm very serious about the women and the children, and seeing to it that we are restored. And so then coming back to Peru, we learned that the real Zion is Cusco, Peru. Zion, according to the Book of Jubilees, is the center of the navel of the earth. And so Cusco, Peru is considered the center of the navel of the earth as well. This is the land of Eden, the Garden of Eden on earth. Every food is produced here naturally. I mean, these people just throw food on the side of the road. Big old cabbage. I mean, the mangoes are the size of 2 or 3 fists. They have, I mean, the food is gigantic here. It's definitely giants food. We were giants in the beginning. And so, you know, I mean, it's just so much. We can go on and on and on about this truth. You know, so with the music now, because, you know, I've always been openly gay, you know, always had a woman. And so with religion, it was like, well, you know, you're going to go to hell type stuff.
Yeah,
and so
I was going to ask about that. How did your religion play into that? Is it what you believe? Is that accepted for what you believe? Or is it just something that is supposed to flow naturally? Because it's so hard, you know, like society always have like try to put this thing in your head that, you know, stuff is wrong and this is not supposed to happen and this is the way life is supposed to be, which I don't follow anyway. But for what you believe now, was that hard for you, or was it already accepted?
It was hard because, you know, when you're really trying to live a religious life, and at the time I was still believing that someone was going to come save me. And, you know, until I saw in the scriptures that it clearly said that I got to save myself.
Yeah.
And so, you know, then we learned that sin doesn't exist. Everything that says karma is our judge. The laws of nature is what ruled this earth, not the laws of Moses. So, you know, just coming into that knowledge. And so, you know, now that we know this information when it comes to the men and their sperm being a virus to our bodies, and it's just not natural for us to be sexing our sons, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's quite natural for women to be together. It's quite natural for men to be together. So it's not like this whole emasculating men or trying to turn women out. That's not what's going on. That's what's natural. Now, what is going on is that there are over 700,000 so-called Black women and girls missing in North America. And now all of a sudden you have this movement of transgenders who can get womb transplants. So where do you think they're getting the wombs from? You know?
Yeah,
and then you look at how many right. It's the truth. They can now get womb transplants and they can deliver children just like we can. This is why sex changes are so easy, because men are mutated females. So it's easy to make the penis a vagina again, because the penis is just an elongated clitoris in the first place. You know, have you ever heard of Sarah Bartman?
Sarah Bartman, yeah. I read her story, and they had a little movie about it where I actually saw like the movie and everything. She was the lady who had the long labia, I think, or something like that, like in the middle of her vagina.
Clitoris, right.
Yeah, it was so
That's
long.
What a man's penis is.
Yeah. Right. Wow.
Right. It's the same thing that men have, and they get it from their mama, not their daddy. So, you know, but the conspiracy, this thing is going on, you know, with us. with these women and children being missing, and now these men can have womb transplants. We already know, I don't want to, because I learned that melanin is kind of an illusion too, but we are carbon beings.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, look at the Miss Lack. I forget what was her first name. They have the what you call it, the stem cell.
Yeah.
The brown woman who they're using her stem cell
to
save the whole world.
Yeah, Henrietta Lacks. That was her name.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
She saved us.
So everybody we are the God
in our body. So from what I heard, wow.
Right. And so then when we are the gods. I mean, life comes through the womb, not a rib. Females can survive without men. Men cannot survive without us. But it's so much going on. So with my music, I'm going to be bringing attention to these different things, and just making it aware. I've already been contacted by the FBI. They know who I am. They know that I'm serious. I mean business. We come in the name of Asha to restore order back into this earth. And the females will rise again, specifically the Black woman, the so-called Black woman, will be on top.
My question to you then is how are you handling that personally? Because this is like a big movement, and of course I'm hoping that you have, people who are with you in this movement, but it is sometimes, and I know me being a Black woman, you start to get a little nervous because when it's people like you who come out and stand out and you say the truth and you start speaking truth and you start to be that leader and gain followers, it's quite naturally we get nervous only because we don't want to lose you. You know what I'm saying? Within the whole scandal of things.
Oh, indeed.
Of course they want everything to stay in order. You know what I'm saying? They want you to stay blind to different things. They want you not to grow and figure out that you are more than who you think you are. But we're going to program your mind to teach you and tell you who you are so that you can conform and live in this society that we created. And anybody who goes outside of that knowledge, now you're a target. You understand? Now you're a target.
Right. Right. Well, a lot of the people who we thought had our back, like the Martin Luther Kings, I learned he faked his death and different things like that. So these people are a part of the Boule, the so-called Black Illuminati. And they are, they fake their deaths and they do different things. I mean, Martin Luther King was sponsored by the Rockefellers. So, Hitler, he was a Black man. Well, I really believe he was a Black woman, to be honest with you. And really, that's really like when it comes to Obama, because Obama is a transgender man. He was born, or she was born a female. Her wife was born a man. And that's, that's the way Hollywood is. That's how they get down. So the men are women, the women are men. And it's all to push this whole thing with male-female relationships. That's really the origin of it, when that's not natural for us. When you look at what fibroids are in a female, why do they have teeth and hair, nails, and all that? Those are our babies that have been mutilated from semen. They're putting semen in our food. Ooh. They put it in makeup. Why is semen being put in everything if it was so righteous?
You teaching me
this thing is deep, man. And it's, I believe I believe they spraying semen in the chemtrails. What? Because there are different components in semen that controls a woman's brain. The semen, a man's sperm, produces female hormones that will cause a female to ovulate sooner. It will even cause abortion in a female. If a woman is being promiscuous and she's so-called, has been with another man, the man that comes after that man, his semen will release some toxins that'll just kill everything that the previous man put in her. So it's a straight, it's a document that we read because we have been teaching it from the scriptures. Leviticus 15, it says the discharge of semen is unclean. Just like our menstruals are not, they're not natural. We were taken out of the jungles. We are the real James. Our natural environment is to be free in nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we got to get back to. We got to get back into nature. So I lived in the Amazon rainforest for a year with
What?
beetles the size of my hand,
Girl,
with the
no.
monkeys, with the snakes. Yeah, we live free.
Who?
We bathe in the creek. We drink water out of the ground. You know, we walk by faith, literally in the jungle without our flashlights, just with the moon guiding our path.
Please tell
Because the Shah
me.
says she dwells in the thick dark.
Please tell me how that was. Like, I I have faith, but y'all have faith. Like, how did your body
We
adjust?
got to have.
How did?
Well, it was something it was our desire. And Asha in the scriptures in the book of Ezekiel, she say, I will cease the evil beast out of the land.
Mhm.
Because the covenant has always been a covenant of peace.
Right. Wow.
That's it. It's just a covenant of peace. And so when you say, with the FBI on you and this and that, and how do you live and not be afraid? We don't deal with fear. The Shah says, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind.
Mm-hmm.
So ahab, love, that's the highest vibration.
Right.
And that's how we operate for the most part. My wife and I, we got 2 boys of our own. There will be a separation between the men and the women. It's only natural.
Mm-hmm.
We will be separated from them.
Okay.
So that time is coming. We've been teaching it, and the females ain't trying to hear it. They do not care how much a man dogged them out. That's still their baby, this, that, and the third. And so we're like, well, why do women? And even myself, I've done it in the past when I dealt with men. Why do we continue going back to these men, allowing them to hurt us?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the semen. It's the chemical components that control our mind. Semen controls a woman's mind.
No,
I'm going to send you the research.
now, I live in Atlanta. Women do it too now. Women do it too. Women are rough.
Yeah.
I have friends who are lesbians who they girls be that I don't know. They be running after them, boy. The cars, the everything, because the girl was doing them wrong. And it's they say because there's so much emotion between a woman and a woman where you just can't contain yourself. But I've seen women who know how to cut it off, and in the mind of someone else, you're just thinking like, oh, you're just trying to be masculine and then, just cut it off and you just acting the way you're acting, where, it's like, no, some women are just selfish like that. I've seen it first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely a woman's sport is, because it's a woman and it's no excuses for the females either. And so that's why the so-called Black woman, that's why we have endured the most pain, is because we're actually reaping what we sown. We created this entire reality. We are the gods.
Tell me about that.
And everybody, the Pope, he still bows to the Black woman and child in secret, but in the open, he's going to have you pray to a white Jesus to keep the deception going. But they know who the gods are. And so when you're reverencing the principles of this earth, that's why they're staying in power. And so once we start loving ourselves, we cannot wait for a man to put us back on our throne.
Yes,
we have to save ourselves.
That is true.
We have to save and we are responsible for our children, which are gifts from Asha. So she gave us these children to raise up in, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, not religion.
Mm-hmm.
No, but we need to be out in nature. We need to be getting back, putting our grounding, putting our feet back into the earth, and getting in the soil with our hands. I own a lawn service, so all praise a shot that I've been in business for 9 years, and that's what I've been able to do is be in nature. And so I don't mind getting dirty.
Right.
I don't mind going a couple days without, long as I can take care of the yoni. We don't use toilet paper anymore. Mm-hmm. We just use water bottles. Okay. As toilet paper, all of the entire feminine hygiene product industry is a chemical warfare against females intentionally to destroy our wombs. Intentionally. Why are they putting all of these chemicals in something you're going to put inside of yourself? And we are the carriers of life.
True.
So everything is against the female. True. Everything. in this reality, in this patriarchal reality, is against the female. But, you know, again, we created it all. We created men as chemical warfare weapons against other women that we were beefing with. You know, so the story of Yakub, yeah, it's true, but it wasn't a man. It was us. It was the females. We were here first. Life comes through the womb, not a rib. The oldest bones ever found were of a female in South America.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I learned a lot from you. So basically, tell us what you're doing now. How can we follow you? How can we get this wisdom? I know that you have music. Like, tell us about everything you have.
Well, my name, I have 2 accounts on Facebook. I had 3, but like I told you, the FBI, they watch everything I do. So they just will blatantly shut an account down just for no reason. Okay. But I am LaShunda the Branch and the Branch Flowers on Facebook. So you can add me. I'm Shunda K of Your Majesty on my music page. We teach, you know, and so we're going to get back into it. We just moved here about a month ago. And I've been dealing with a lot of drama with the transition from moving here and having to turn the business over to somebody else to run it. Right. You know, because when you have your own business, you need to always keep your hand in it. You know, you just don't turn it over because it's your vision. Nobody's going to do what you would. Correct. And so I'm actually just going through some today with a manager that I had running it where I felt like I was doing a hostage negotiation just to get my truck, trailer, and my equipment back from this guy. So, you know, I got the police involved and a lot of stuff going on today. You know, I mean, if you need to call us, however you need to reach us, but our final destination is Peru. It is the true Zion on earth. It is Jerusalem. It's actually Perusalem. There are no letter J's in the Hebrew. There's no letter J in the Hebrew. And that is the origin of written language. It's the Hebrew language. So, you know, this stuff that's happened to us, it has not been thousands of years. This stuff happened quick. Wow. These men took us down real quick. Within the past 400 or 500 years, they took us down. They took us down in the past 400 or 500 years. They dethroned us. And so, you know, I was mentioning how the majority of so-called brown women or black women that are being abused at the hands of black men. These brothers aren't protecting us. No. And I'm not teaching hate. I'm just teaching this the truth.
The truth. That's right. That's
right.
So,
and so what are we going to do? Like now they're trying to legalize rape, saying this one guy made a post saying, you know, every man has not had an opportunity to experience sex. So, you know, we should be able to rape a woman and just take it. You know, I mean, I don't see they see us as nothing.
Wow.
They see, I mean, looking in Atlanta, these men want to be us. They know they're a mutation of us, but they really want to take our place.
You know it's true. That I know for sure.
It's real.
It is real.
I know Atlanta is out of control with it.
Yeah, they
and they envy. They hate us. They do. They hate their own mothers, man.
Yeah. It's a lot of envy going on here for sure. Wow. But I have to say that
it is.
Tonight I was educated. And I thank you for, you know, really just being here and really educating us on so many things. I'm definitely going to put this up so people can see. I'm going to make sure that you get a copy of this. And thank you so much for being here. We definitely want to keep up and support you with whatever it is that you're doing. We already shared your blog out there with so many people, and so we definitely gonna share this. And I hope everything goes well with the lawn, man. And I'm just praying for you. I'm just believing in everything that you're doing. And, I just want to make sure that you're safe, because it is voices like yours that just, we get so worried about, because when the truth comes out, we want you to stick around because we need the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And, I just thank you for being here. I just thank you for giving us.
Well, I'm not going nowhere. Hey, we and I appreciate you too. We can't die.
I know that's right.
So hey, we was, this is the final. We
Right.
were sent here for this time. And I had a vision that the Pope was gonna come see me, and he is.
Wow.
Straight up, they already know this is written. This time
Mm-hmm.
was written. It was
Mm-hmm.
written. It's written in black and white. We found ourselves in the scriptures.
Right.
It's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
This is the return of the matriarch.
Come on,
All praise
girl.
Shah. So we will speak again, Empress. And we will usher our sisters, and not just the brown woman, because color is an illusion too. There's no
It is.
separation. The black woman is God.
That's right.
Asha is our maker. Our life came through our womb. Every color on, we could produce every
Every
nation
color.
on earth, and we did.
Yes, ma'am.
We did that.
Yes, ma'am.
Straight up. It came through our womb, not the rib of a man.
I know that. Thank you
It's
so
real.
much. Okay, and I'll definitely make sure you get a copy, and we'll make sure that we'll support you, and I'll put up all of your information. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. You have a beautiful, beautiful evening.
All right. You too. See ya.
Shalom. See ya.